up, we'll talk to them.
Okay. Quite the little following, don't we?
14 members.
Nice. We're moving. We're doing it.
Complete post details? I shouldn't have to do this right before I go live, right? I mean, doesn't it make sense that you're like all of this was already created and posted when I created this event? It's frustrating.
It is. I think we're live.
We are live.
It's exciting. Hello. What's up, world?
Hello, everyone. I think we finally have a bunch of the tech issues ironed out that have been plaguing our Facebook Lives. What?
It's been a plague.
It's been a plague. So welcome to tonight's broadcast. This training we are talking about remembering our meds. And of course, as you've probably guessed, we're not talking about medications. We're talking about the 4 areas of your life that you kind of have to get right in order to start thriving, even if you're having success in your business, right? These are the separate parts of your life, right? And we're talking about your mindset, right?
Yep.
Your exercise,
Yep.
because it doesn't matter if you're making all the money in the world if you're too sick to spend it.
Your diet.
Right. Your diet and your sleep.
Which is the big one.
And we're gonna talk tonight about why those 4 things are the most important things that you need to address as an entrepreneur. And we're going to talk about some ways that you can go about implementing them in your life that are fairly easy. Because sometimes changing things like, I don't know, how you sleep can be pretty challenging. Everything okay?
She's really washed out.
Yeah, I'm a whitey.
Yeah? Can you turn it to a more burned? There we go.
That's good.
That's good. Beautiful. Yay, we have
Thank you.
even more tech refinements.
Yay.
That's actually a really good image.
That'll work.
Great. Okay, so let's get started. Right? The reason we think this is so important is so many people approach life from the standpoint of once I have the things that I want.
Yep. Once everything, all my ducks are in a row.
Right, then I'll do better at taking care of myself, and then I'll be happy. Right? It's the have, do, be approach to living. Whereas what we have found in this journey is it's actually the reverse of that. Right?
Do be have.
Be do have.
Be do have?
Yes.
Oh.
Right? Be who you want to be in life. Act today as if. You know, that whole exercise, the as if exercise. Yep. You don't dress for the role that you're in, you dress for the role that you want. You've probably heard that before. Mm-hmm. Likewise, you don't make choices about who you are showing up every day in life based on who you think you are today. If you want to be better, if you want to grow, if you want to become that person capable of accomplishing that dream, yep, you have to live it as best as you can every day. And yeah, it's a slow process, but it's a process.
Which means it can be improved and grown into.
So when I have blank, I will do blank and I will be happy. That is a limiting belief. Mm-hmm. Right? It sets you up for failure.
It does.
And what we want to do is we want to show you some things tonight with meds that you can use to set yourself up for success.
Yep.
Right? So M is for mindset. Let's jump right in.
So when we're talking about mindset, we're really talking about focusing on having a positive mindset. A lot of us get into the entrepreneur journey thinking, yeah, we're going to do this, and then we hit a bump and we're like, oh, maybe not. So we really want to focus on staying positive overall. And what this does is this lowers depression or any chances of it developing. This can lower the overall stress that we have in our lives, because being an entrepreneur can be very stressful.
Can be?
Can be, sometimes. Sometimes is. And then it also helps us build up those resistance to diseases. Sometimes you look at people who are just cranky and just horrible people, and you may notice that they're constantly sick, or they have an ache or an ailment or something. And, just from an outside perspective, you can see, hey, maybe you could improve your mindset, and that might improve your overall well-being. But of course, in research, what they have found is that this does improve cardiovascular health, and it makes us more resistant to cold and flus.
A lot of physical in that.
Yeah.
A lot of physical results of a positive mindset.
Well, just imagine waking up first thing in the morning and saying, dang, today's gonna suck. Like, in that statement, I already felt my shoulders dripping.
Drooping.
Yeah, dripping. Just and my overall mindset just crashing. Whereas I like to wake up every morning and say, I got this. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna do great things. And I can already feel like my shoulders are expanding, my back is back, like that. Like, I feel like I'm more ready to take on the world just in changing the phrasing and how I wake up.
I do the same thing.
Do you?
Yeah, when I wake up, I reach for the covers, and as I'm folding them back in my head, I'm saying, let's do this.
Yeah.
Right? Because I get up every day thinking about, what am I going to accomplish today? Mm-hmm. Not, oh, this ache or pain is bugging me. It's, let's do this.
Let's do this. Yeah.
So how do we cultivate this positivity mindset? How do we create the situation where that becomes our natural state? Because I can tell you from experience, even when we met, I still was kind of cynical and sarcastic, right? But especially like the first 30 years of my adult life, I was sarcastic, and I hung around sarcastic people, and guess what kind of life I created for myself?
A sarcastic one.
A sarcastic one, that's right. Right? So the life that you believe that you lead, and the life that you create in your mind, is the life that you live in your day-to-day experience. Okay? Now, that may seem a little bit woo, but when you think about it, if you're constantly feeling negative about things, being angry about things, you're living an angry experience. Right? That's going to have an effect on you long term.
Absolutely.
Right?
And you're going to find every reason in your daily life why things are negative.
Yep. You're going to look for it.
Yep, absolutely. Because that's what you're programmed to do.
Well, that's what your reticular activation system does. Reticular activation system. So how do we cultivate this mindset? All right, let's go through a few ideas. First and foremost, I believe that you should have a vision for the
Mhm.
life that you want to lead, and every day you should reflect on that vision, preferably in the morning.
First thing in the morning.
Because what happens is you're priming the pump.
Yep.
You're starting each day thinking about where you want to be in 3, 6, 9 months, a year, 10 years.
Mhm.
You're thinking about that life that you're creating. That's going to speak to the actions, the choices that you make,
Mhm.
right? So have a vision, spend time every day thinking about that vision, thinking about the steps that you're taking to get there. And possibly even if you've got a journaling system in place for the prior day, review the prior day and say, did I move towards my vision yesterday?
Yeah.
Right? Just take 5 minutes. It's all it takes. 5 minutes. Think about the life you're trying to build and say, how can I move towards that one step today?
Yep. Another great way that we really push is identifying the negative thinking. Now, in Simon's example, he grew up rather negative, rather cynical, rather sarcastic, and one of the really cool things to see as he grew into the man that he is today is he started identifying where he was thinking negative. So, if I may use an example, a very delicate one.
Of me?
Yes.
Pause. No, go ahead.
So he used to have some pretty bad road rage.
Okay,
Pretty
yes.
bad road rage.
Guilty.
And he made the decision that that wasn't going to be the person that he was, and he started identifying when that happened. Now, as he's explained to me over the years, it did take some time, but as soon as you start identifying that negative thinking, those triggers that cause that, you can start saying, this is not the person I am, nor is it the person I want to become, and you can start reframing.
Yeah, one of the key things about psychology that you're going to want to learn and really start thinking about for yourself. You are not the You are the thinker of your thoughts, but you're also the creator of your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Oh, God, I'm losing the thought. I hate it when I do that on camera. A long time ago, this would cause me to be really flustered and turn off the camera and try again.
Reset the whole training.
Yeah. So what you were saying is correct, right? I realized that I'm not only the thinker of the thoughts, I'm the observer of the thinker of my thoughts, right? And I learned to start being observant of my behaviors after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because of that practice, I started being able to recognize them during the fact. And after a while, I got so good at that that I became able to observe them beginning and interrupt them. And yeah, it took about a year and a half to go from beating on the steering wheel, flipping people off, screaming at these idiots cutting in front of me, to literally just taking a deep breath and saying, everyone on the road is doing the best they can with the tools they have to do with it. And have at their disposal. And Lexi made a good point too. When you start practicing a daily meditation, daily affirmations, morning affirmations about yourself, because nothing is more important than the words that you speak to yourself in the silence of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Your belief of yourself begins at home, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So yeah, morning affirmations are really important.
Yep.
So let's talk about some types of negative thinking that people might be experiencing.
Okay. So one thing that a lot of people will, it's more of a mindset thing, but black and white thinking or polarizing.
Yeah.
So this comes when somebody is like, this person is bad, or this situation is bad, or it is good, and that's it. There's no room for that gray line in between. So it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for learning.
Nope.
Which means it doesn't give you a whole lot of room to change your mindset about it. And that's a really hard one for some people to overcome. especially if it was drilled into you as a child.
Yep.
Another way is catastrophizing. I know so many people in my life, myself included,
Anticipate the worst.
anticipate the worst. It's the worst. Like, it's the worst thing you can do. You don't know how this situation's going to end up. Your animal may be sick, but don't assume that it's life-threatening. Okay? Just take it day by day, you know?
Yeah.
You may come on camera and the technology doesn't work, and now you're the worst person in the world,
Or
and
you
nobody's going to follow you.
Completely forget what you were trying to say.
You forget what you're going to say, and that's all in your head. That's all pre-programming, okay? 9 times out of 10, that doesn't happen
I'm
that
gonna
way.
jump in here and remind a lot of these things that we're trying to cover. We could dive into just mindset. Maybe we should have done this in 4 episodes. We're halfway through the show and we
Whoops.
haven't gotten to the 3. So let's keep going. How do we focus on positive thinking? Right? First of all, like, let's use my road rage as an example. The first thing that you do is you identify an area for change.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to change about the way you're showing up in life?
Mm-hmm.
Right? For me, it was I don't want to be so angry at people who have no impact on my life. I don't want to let them control me, and that's what was happening.
Don't give them that power.
Right? So figure out what area you want to change, and then set an alarm for yourself twice, 3 times a day. And when that alarm goes off, 30 seconds of reflection. How am I doing insofar as this area of my life?
It's a great idea. I like that. It's a microwave.
Okay. It's constant. Be open to humor,
Yes.
right? If you can't laugh at yourself, man, you are going to have a hard time of it,
Life is hard.
right? So when it comes to building up this habit of positive thinking, laughing with yourself, even if it's a rueful laugh, like I can't believe I just forgot what I wanted to say in the middle of an important video,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have to be able to laugh with it, right? It keeps the overall energy level inside you buoyant rather than suppressive,
Positive. Yep. Absolutely.
right?
And then absolutely practice positive self-talk. This
Yeah.
is one of the most important ones. If you can't talk kindly to yourself,
Don't.
it doesn't. Yeah.
No,
if you have nothing nice to say to yourself, shush.
Yeah, the problem is that internal voice is going to sound off. You can't really shut it up. The thing that you have to do is train it by saying, when you catch yourself thinking negatively, you catch yourself and you say, I don't treat myself that way.
Yeah. Or I hear
Right?
you.
If you're saying things to yourself that you wouldn't say to your best friend,
Yep.
it's time to start paying attention to that internal self-talk.
You should be your best friend.
Yeah, right? Totally.
Be kind. And then practice positive thinking daily.
Yeah.
Even if it's writing something on the mirror as you're brushing your teeth, practice that. Put it in a little slip of paper in your wallet, stick it on your computer monitor. Like, practice it every day.
And be generous with yourself.
Yeah.
When you're practicing it, don't expect to be perfect. Practice makes perfect, not practice is.
Yep. Absolutely.
Right? So it doesn't happen overnight. It takes some time. Like I said, it took me 1.5 years to almost completely eliminate my road rage. I'm still not completely free of it.
But you're much better.
Yeah, maybe a couple of times a year at this point, but
And then I don't even think it's that bad.
okay. So let's talk about exercise.
Yeah.
So exercise is something we can all get better at, right? But it's so important to create for yourself a habit of taking care of your body, because if you're taking care of your mind and not your body,
it's a waste.
like I said at the beginning of this, you end up in a situation where you might, you don't want to be a brilliant invalid.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a rich corpse.
Yeah.
You can't
That's
take
annoying.
it with you. It's annoying. You've been there before,
I'm sure I have.
right? So every single day you want to be moving, right? My diet and exercise coach says 30 minutes a day minimum. He likes 2 hours, but he's a fanatic. But when you move your muscles, if all you're doing is standing at your desk, if you get a upsy-downsy desk, which I want my upsy-downsy desk back, but if all you're doing is standing, it produces more endorphins, more dopamine, norepinephrine,
Yep.
which increases mood positivity,
Yep.
feelings of well-being. It gives you all of these things by simply moving your body.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Why would you not do that when the alternative is to let entropy take its course and end up not being able to move?
Waste away.
Yeah, pass. Also, exercising regularly increases cognitive function.
They actually did a study with people who were developing Alzheimer's, getting them to walk, and they found that the people who were able to walk, it decreased the memory loss. Cognitive function increased.
Yeah.
I thought that was fascinating. I think it was over like 6 weeks or 6 months. It's fascinating.
That's excellent. So, exercise is really important,
Yep.
right? Even if you don't like exercise, find a way to shift the mindset away from I have to do that thing I don't want to do,
Mm-hmm.
to recognizing that it's something that you do want to do, even if you don't enjoy it in the moment. For a long time, and maybe I should go back to this, for a long time, I had a sign next to my gym clothes and walking shoes that said, do it for them.
Yep.
Right? Because my partners are younger than me, and I want to be around for a long and adventurous life together.
Heck yeah.
Right? So find a way to keep the long-term goal, start with why, we've talked
Yep.
about that before. Keep that long-term goal in front of mind.
Yep. Yep.
Get out of my head.
Sorry.
Get out of my mind.
So next we're going to cover diet, and this is another huge one. A lot of us coming out of the 9-to-5 grind are very used to stopping at fast food restaurants on the way home or on the way out and just eating horribly. Now that we're in charge of ourselves, now that we have chosen to be entrepreneurs, we need to eat right. And of course this, depends on what our abilities are, but not falling for these gimmick diets. So when you think about who you are as a person, there's no good best diet, right? You need to feed yourself nutritious food, and that's going to feed the rest of your body and the rest of your mind. Okay, so work into your daily habit that your diet, not a diet, but your diet, what you eat, what you choose to consume, is not a chore.
That's actually a huge mindset shift too. Right? When I first started the keto diet, I was on a diet, and it really became easier for me when I said, I'm changing the way that I approach what I put into my body.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right? It happens to be a diet, but you have a diet.
Yeah.
It might be really good, it might be really bad, but you have a diet already.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about going on doing something that you hate. We're talking about changing what you already do into something that's better for you and more nutritious.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? Now we do want to caveat here.
Talk to your doc.
Yeah, if you've got any kind of, like, if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, if you've got any kind of already mobility issues, or honestly any medical conditions,
allergies,
or heck, just if you've got too many pounds on you,
yeah,
talk to your doctor or talk to a nutritionist before you start any diet. Right?
Do your research.
Yeah, they can help.
Absolutely.
Right? I learned so much when I started working with Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah. My nutritionist. So yeah, definitely involve your doctor in your diet decisions. When you start thinking about changing your diet and what are you going to replace what you're doing now with, there's a couple things that you really want to keep in mind. One, and man, most important, you want a diet that is flexible.
Yep.
Right? I was taught 80-20 rule. Right? If you are changing what you eat and how you approach your food 80% of the time to be healthy and 20% of the time whatever, already you're putting a better quality combination of foods into your system.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And if you can't give up the Big Macs, fine. Eat that 1 or 2 days out of 7.
Yeah.
20%.
Yep.
Right? You want a diet that's going to allow you the flexibility not to become bored.
Don't be bored
with the food that you're eating. Yeah. Because if you can't find a way to be flexible, you're building in failure.
Yeah.
You're creating the
Creating
inevitability.
resistance. Yeah. Absolutely. Be sure to balance. We have this.
Yeah.
We have. I don't want to smash on the scientific nutrition community, but we have this amazing food pyramid that's a little bonkers. But do the things that give you more vitality and more life. Eat those foods. Okay.
Yeah.
Things like heavy carbohydrates are going to bring you down. This is a physiological fact.
Yep.
Heavy carbohydrates are going to bring you down. Heavy fats are going to bring you down.
They require a lot of processing
Mm-hmm.
in your gut, and your body devotes most of its energy to that processing.
Yep.
So you eat a lot of carbs, expect to be
Take a nap.
down energy. Yeah,
Take a nap.
exactly.
Whereas if you eat something that's very vibrant in color and nutrition, you're actually going to have a lot more energy to do what? Exercise.
Yeah, and as good as it sounds, the bacon diet is not balanced.
It's not balanced. It's not.
Bacon is good.
Occasionally.
It's not great for you. It's not bad for you, depending on how much you're eating. But you have to be able to like what you're eating.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Right? I don't know that I could give up bacon, which is why I will never do like the vegan thing for any length of time.
Vegan, but also bacon. You can wrap anything in bacon.
Yeah, right?
Tofu.
Yeah, and trust me, vegan bacon, don't trust it. It's a lie. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
I wish I had Admiral Akbar to flash up right there. Okay, so, and then our last section that we want to talk about is sleep. Remember, the 4 meds are mindset, exercise, diet, and sleep. You should be, I want to restate real quick. You should be spending a little bit of time improving those 4 areas every single day.
Mm-hmm.
How am I going to fit this better into my life? Right? So, let's talk about sleep.
Sleep is amazing. I love sleep. One of the hardest parts, though, one of the hardest parts, though, is that if you become very passionate about your entrepreneur journey and whatever it is you're working on, you may realize it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you haven't slept yet.
Yeah, been there.
And then what happens?
Been there, done that, printed the t-shirt.
What happens is you have a hard time falling to sleep then because you've had all these blue screens in front of you. You have a hard time waking up. Maybe you still have to get up in a couple hours for whatever reason. You have brain fog. You have brain slushiness. Coffee doesn't help as much. Believe it or not, all the caffeine in the world cannot help you if you are super tired.
Yeah. If you aren't getting enough sleep and good quality sleep, you are operating at less than optimum capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Period. I fought that concept for so many years.
Yeah.
I was one of those people, I'll go to work 8, 10 hours, and come home and play video games for 8 to 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, 4 hours of sleep is enough.
It's never
No,
enough.
it's not.
And everybody's a little different. I may just want to reiterate that.
Oh, yeah.
The National Sleep Society says that you should sleep 7 to 8 hours a night. Some people actually optimally sleep 5 or less. Okay?
Yeah, Tim Ferriss
Know your body.
is 4-hour work week. He also sleeps 4 hours a night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, know your body.
So how do we get good sleep hygiene?
How do we get good sleep hygiene?
Right? So hygiene, of course, is how you take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Sleep hygiene is how you take care of your sleep. You need to control the environment that you're sleeping in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you live in an apartment complex where people are banging on the walls, it's hard.
Earplugs.
Earplugs help. So does playing binaural beats.
Yep.
or other ambient
White noise.
white noise.
Yep.
I like the binaural beats because they actually have they play music that has subconscious or subharmonic
Mm-hmm.
frequencies that are attuned to the healing, sleeping, etc. vibration of the human brain.
Yep.
Right? And so it kind of coaxes you into those levels of vibration.
It's glorious.
Yeah, and even if you don't believe in that,
Yeah.
right? I mean, some people believe it, some people don't. I don't know the science. I just know that when I listen to it, I'm out like a light.
Like a light.
Right? So, sleep hygiene, real quick.
Yep.
1, keep a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go to sleep when you feel like it.
Whoops.
The best thing that you can do is figure out what time you need to be up.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the end of your sleep. Then you need to figure out how much sleep you need. And to do that, you have to experiment with your weekends.
Yeah.
Turn off your alarms, go to sleep at a specific time on a Friday night, and note down what time you get up on Saturday. Don't start Friday overly fatigued, because your body will make it up on Saturday. But what you want to do is you want to do this a few times and start noting how much sleep your body gets naturally so that you wake up without an alarm.
Yep.
Then you figure out what time you need to be up in the morning and you backtrack that with that much time. That's your bedtime. And you have to start planning that as a way of being true and authentic to your goals.
Yeah.
Right? I am going to take care of my sleep so that I can build my empire.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So keep a schedule.
And sleep in the softest bed in my empire. Keep a schedule, guys. One of the big things that we found is your pre-bed routine. What? Oh, okay. You inhaled sharply. So set a calming period before bed. Okay, this is going to be things like shutting off all of your electronics, turn that TV off, put your cell phone down. I've actually started to turn my cell phone off and have one of those digital alarms.
Read a real book.
Read a real book, guys. Don't just put your phone on dark mode.
You can use this time for reflection.
Yes, it's a great time to
think
meditate.
about your day.
Yeah, meditate. Stare at a candle. But anything that gets you out of looking at electronics.
And speaking of electronics, I don't know who it was that decided that all personal electronics need to have a blue LED to let you know that it's operating or charging. But blue light is the worst light you can have for calming and relaxation.
The worst. If you're going to get an alarm clock, it needs to be red.
Yep.
Red digital.
So, high-tech secret, all of those lights can be turned off with electrical tape.
Or the magic of pulling the plug.
Yeah, but I mean, like the laptop that I keep charging in my bedroom.
Oh yeah.
Has a blue power light.
It's horrible.
Not anymore, because I wrapped electrical tape around my LED. All of the electrical units on my master bath.
Yeah.
Blue LEDs.
Yeah.
Electrical tape.
Horrible.
Or
I saw that
unplug
you
them.
pulled your little blue canary down.
I did, because it's blue.
Yeah.
And I don't need to be doing that when I get up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom.
Sure.
I don't need to be looking at blue light.
Red.
Blue light wakes you up, activates your brain.
Yep. Red's the best.
Yep.
Blackout curtains, guys.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Ever since I put blackout curtains, man, that's the thing that made me sleep like a baby. That and sleeping in pitch black. That's what you want.
Yep.
Right? The absolute best for the human brain is to be asleep in the pitch black environment.
My absolute
Quiet.
best sleep was on the ship.
Yeah.
I was in the middle bunk. Closed those curtains. It was already dark in there, man.
Rocking.
Out like the rocking. Oh, so nice.
Let's see, another quick couple of things about sleep. Your body expends energy while you're digesting.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to go to sleep when your body should be spending that energy to heal.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go to sleep on a full stomach, which is why people say, eat a certain number of hours before bed.
Yep.
I think 3 hours is optimal. From what I've read and what I've been told, some people say 5, but I think that's a little bit.
I like 4 to 5.
I don't want to eat at 4 o'clock and.
Yeah, I'd much rather have a 5 o'clock dinner.
Yeah. 5, 6.
As I'm leaving as I'm leaving my other job.
Yeah. So yeah, give yourself time to digest before you end up going to bed.
Yeah. It's a big one. And then just check your environment. mattress, pillows, the quality of the sheets that you sleep on, the lower temperatures
Wait,
in the house at night.
wait.
What?
Do you know how many people I see who have cheap 300 thread count per cal sheets from Walmart
Guys, don't
on
do
their
it.
bed?
Don't do it.
If you get a full 8 hours of sleep, you're spending 1/3 of your life in bed.
Invest in your sleep.
If there's a place to splurge, it's in your bed sheets. Bed sheets, your blankets, your pillows. Get the best you can afford.
Yeah.
Or
Save.
maybe a little bit more than you can afford.
Yeah.
And yeah, save up. Get the good ones. Get 1,200 thread count Egyptian cotton bed sheets.
Hemp.
Bamboo.
Great.
Bamboo
Silk.
bamboo bed sheets are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing too, especially guys, if you show somebody that you're dating that you have
The best bed sheets in the world.
bamboo bed sheets, you're gonna go up a couple of notches.
Couple notches.
I promise.
Yep.
Sorry, had to throw it in there. Anyway, pay attention to that environment.
Yeah.
Right? We already talked about limiting light,
Limit clutter.
limit temperature.
Yes. Temperature is another big one.
Right? Lower your temperature in your house, or at least in your bedroom,
Mhm.
by at least 4 degrees from your normal daytime temperature when you go to bed at night.
Because the best thing is snuggling. And a lot of people sweat when they sleep.
There's that too.
Snuggling. Yeah, I
Yeah.
snuggle with my pillows. So nice. Get in there, man. These pillows are amazing.
So,
Yeah.
we are 5 minutes over time.
Sorry.
Uh,
Not sorry.
No further questions in the live. If you're catching this in the replay, go ahead and drop questions in. We will be reviewing any questions that come through and answering them. That's your meds, guys. Your mindset is key to living the life that you want to create. Your exercise is key to giving you the ability to enjoy the life that you're building. Your diet ties in with your exercise, and your sleep ties into everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you want to create a life where day by day you are energized, optimistic, putting energy into the things that you're passionate about.
Yep.
Pay attention to your meds.
Yep. And don't skip on them. Don't beat yourself up. You backfall a little bit, but try to stick with it as best you can.
Yep. And if you're not seeing this inside our Facebook group, be sure to join us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/profitable online side hustles, where we do trainings like this every single Wednesday. We try.
We try. We do try. You guys take care. Next week we're going to be in Puerto Rico. I think we should announce that. Are we gonna?
We are going to find a way to broadcast. It
Yes.
might not be Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Yeah, I think we're still flying. Oh yeah, next week.
Yeah. So we will see you next week.
Might be Friday,
Might be, yeah.
Thursday or Friday.
We'll figure it out. We'll let you know. Take
See
care.
you later, guys. Take care.